So today we are out with Zelda again, and we are doing some focus on socialization today, and I wanted to dedicate this video to helping you understand exactly what socialization is, what socialization isn't, while we're going through the process. So we brought her into town, and we're going to go on a few different stops today and work on a few different environmental stimuli, because that's essentially what socialization is we want to show her as many different environmental stimuli as possible, but do so in a constructive way, where we make sure that her arousal level doesn't go through the roof for any kind of stimuli, which essentially gets us to a point where she can go anywhere, be doing anything, and stay nice and relaxed. And we're starting here at a nice local park. There's loads of dogs, there's loads of people, and it's much busier than where I'm based, right out in the middle of the countryside, but it's a nice happy middle ground. From here, we're going to do a little bit in town centres. We're going to stop off, grab a coffee, show her some coffee shop stuff. Then we'll probably take her to Pets at Home and have a mooch around a shop. And we're going to expect to see so many different things as we go, which right now we're about to get an opportunity to do one, because we're about to walk past a pushchair, which these are all just little things that are going to happen day to day. Hey guys, you all right? That are hard to plan for, but if you just keep coming out and keep providing these opportunities for socialization, she's going to be able to get that kind of different exposure. Now, you can't plan for absolutely everything, and I'm not being super militant and disciplined on all the loose lead walking we've been doing. I'm definitely not going to allow her to be pulling like a lunatic. If she wants to have a little sniff, I'm going to let her, but when I'm kind of ready, yeah, good girl, we're going to keep moving. So if she pulls too much here, we've just been starting to feather in little bits of lead pressure just to make sure that we keep our expectations decent, but she's still very young. So as long as I'm getting a general loose lead walk, that's my main focus. And as long as she's staying calm, relaxed, and kind of just like a nice neutral. I don't want to be timid or fearful, but I don't want to let her going over aroused and getting crazy either. So that is essentially what socialization is playing that balancing act of keeping her neutral no matter what's going on around her. It isn't just letting her go and do whatever she wants when she wants, and nor is it hiding her away from everything that might stress her out. Now, this is a perfect example. It's very hard to practice socializing your dog to a skateboarder in kind of real life situations, but with everything we've seen today, all the different people, all the different dogs, all the different pushchairs, skateboarder is kind of setting her off a little bit. So we're just going to work through this by kind of staying in this moment a little bit, kind of letting her be like this where she's a bit unsure, but I'm not going to let that build, and I'm going to keep there. Beautiful, good girl. Anytime she makes that good decision to bring herself back to me, that's where I'm going to mark it. Good girl, yes, let her know. Put the occasional treat in. I don't want to swamp her with treats. I want her just to become this accustomed to kind of following my loving leadership when anything happens that makes her feel a little bit unsure. But that is her principle, and as you can see, she's absolutely taking it in a stride. I'm not letting it build one way or the other to either major fear. If she did start to become very fearful, I'd bring that attention back to me and we'd calmly disengage, but we wouldn't make a thing out of it. We wouldn't allow it to spiral into something it doesn't need to be. And like earlier when those dogs might have ran over to her, I don't want her to become accustomed that every dog she meets means that she can play and run and get excitable. Like, no, we're moving, so you need to move with me and stay in this moment with me. And there'll be a time and a place for that, but this isn't all the time and the place. I need you to stay neutral and engaged. After we warmed Zelda up, we got the legend of Uncle Sully out and took them both for a coffee at a lovely coffee shop. This is a time where you want to be confident, as there is no chance on earth that you can take a cute puppy into a coffee shop and not have everyone want to come and say hello. And if you're not ready for this and for you to take charge of this situation, you can create problems. However, in some circumstances, this is absolutely perfect, as your dog will get to meet and have, hopefully, positive interactions with tons of people. But it can be counterproductive, especially if you're working on your obedience, as that will make your puppy want to get up all the time. So my general rule of thumb is I use sit and stay when it's just us and we're hanging out, so that the puppy can learn to hang out, learn to be chill in all environments. But as soon as I see someone coming over, I give the puppy the break command to let them know it's okay to say hello and go and get some fuss. Now, when they're older and my obedience is doing better, I then transition that over. And like with Uncle Sully, it does not matter if there is a volcano erupting near him. If we say sit and stay or down and stay, that's exactly what you must do. And you don't break that unless we tell you to do so. Now, after a fun coffee trip, I use Uncle Sully to my advantage yet again, and I start to push the puppy out of her comfort zone in small steps. And we build up to busier and busier roads and busier towns, busier and busier shops and busier environments. Now, Uncle Sully helps set the standard and expectation of behaviour and gives the puppy a role model to copy, look up to and follow, alongside following my guidance and direction that I'm delivering. But simultaneously, the puppy is observing Uncle Sully following my guidance and direction exclusively. So that flow of leadership always comes back to me. And by now, Zelda is fully cooked, absolutely knackered. So it's time for a nice snooze in her crate and to celebrate a job well done for everyone on a super successful socialization trip. Now, raising perfect puppies isn't rocket science. It just requires calm, consistent, loving leadership. And if you want to learn more, I have a free course on raising perfect puppies. There's a link in the description box below.